Well, good morning everybody, this is DearMamaSal. I have to smile because the sunbather is out already. It's 15 degrees here in southern BC, which would make it 59 in northern Washington state. And it's not quite what I would call sunbathing weather, but I must admit my neighbor down the street is already out on his deck chair taking in the rays, so I hope he has a nice day of it. He certainly doesn't need to spend money on his tanning studio. He just takes advantage of what little sun there is. Amazing. I wonder how your day was yesterday. Did you make it happy? I hope so. And of course the one person that obviously isn't able to make it happy at the moment is Ashley. And as some of you will know from the posts that we've been putting up on Facebook and such, little princess is really in a bad way. She has a disease that is attacking her red blood cells, and that's not a good thing. And they are hoping that a blood transfusion will solve the problem, but obviously this is a very expensive thing. So what we're trying to do at the moment is to get some funding going through Fundly. I think it's Fundly, but I could be wrong. But anyway, Ashley is working on it at the moment, and she's setting it up. And as soon as it's up, then we will let you have those links for those of you who'd like to contribute towards Princess's care. We don't often ask for this, but because where do you draw the line here? I don't know, but I do know that a lot of people are dog owners, and a lot of people totally understand the issue. And whatever the vehicle is, whatever the fundraising vehicle is, also be aware that the fundraising vehicle will take a little bit of money off the top of your donation, normally about $5. Their handling fee. You know, there is a very, very sad point where a puppy gets that sick, and it's really difficult to be able to cope with that. As you know, I'm coping with some of the same issues. However, I must admit that I have always had pet insurance, and it's something that for a lot of months you wonder, why do I do this, why do I do this, why do I do this, and then something serious happens, and then you know why you do it. And of course, the older the dog gets, the higher the premium is to insure it. But at least you haven't got the total bill. You have got a partial bill. And so I'm a great believer in that. Always have been, and always will. So and I know a lot of you will say, well, gosh, I can't afford to have pet insurance. And my attitude is, can you afford the vet bills? because as we all find out, it just takes one illness to hit incredible vet bills that probably you have not saved for and have not got, you know, the reserve funds. Now, if you're one of those people that puts money away into an emergency fund every month religiously, then this conversation is not for you. But if you are what I call a regular person who doesn't do that, then, and you have a pet, then really, can you afford not to, is the question. So, it's not easy, is it? And my heart goes out to Ashley at this time, because we know it's probably harder on the owner than it is on the pet. The vet is ensuring that she's not in any pain, but as Ashley said to me, you know, she's getting very weak and passing out. She's not a well puppy. And so for those of you who are strong on your thoughts and prayers, let's really do a number here if we can, and let the thoughts and prayers be for her, for whatever's best for Princess. We never really know, right, what is best. Okay, so having had that discussion, it's difficult to change that mentality, but I did want to make sure that I did talk about that. It's a really pretty day, quite honestly, here. The sun is out, it's pleasant, and I'm hoping that it will stay this way. I do hear that there's a possibility of rain coming. The other thing that has got me a little bit concerned is I have somebody coming for dinner this evening. My house is a nightmare. And what can I say? So luckily, it's somebody who knows me really well, and I'm going to try not to dwell on it. I had great plans to have a major tidy. Well, it's not that it's untidy, it's just like, it's Thursday, you know what I mean? Thursday is the end of my week, and I do my house cleaning at sort of Friday, Saturday. And so therefore, why on earth do I invite anybody to come visit on a Thursday? Duh. I need to change the system. So, never mind. And I really am not 100% sure what exactly I'm going to cook, but I'm working on it. I'm thinking of doing some chicken for a change. We'll see. I wondered whether any of you have thought about what it is that makes you get up and go each day. You know, what is it that drives you? I've always said that, you know, we choose to do whatever we do each day, even if it's going to work. You know, I could choose not to go to work, and I assure you, when I got up this morning, that was a very serious possibility, was to choose not to go to work. I was feeling very tired, which is what happened to me when I got home last night. I was so tired. Anyway, I was very tired when I woke up, and there's part of me that goes, you know, I wonder if I should call in sick because I'm hardly functioning. And then I realized that was the easy way. And yes, I would have had the day to clean up my house and be ready for this evening. But you know something? I would have lost a day's salary or a day's vacation pay just because I hadn't been organized to get that done during the week. So I decided, no, that's ridiculous. I'm going to work. Because it's a decision, isn't it? So, you know, you look at it and you go, what makes you want to go? What makes you want to get up and do things? I sometimes think that we need to look at that. Because I think in that is the difference between existence and living. Right? If you had to make that call, would you say you're existing or are you living? And what would the difference be? All right, to me, existing is when you keep doing the same old, and you don't really get any joy out of it. It's just the way you spend your day. All right, and so now a lot of our life is routine. You know, so a lot of our life is the same old, and there's probably no way you can get around that. It's, I guess, what you do with those moments in between that make it different. Make it joyful, make it whatever. Now, I've noticed, for example, that Bean has, that's my dog, for those of you who don't know, you know, since Bean have been having trouble, and that trouble is getting worse. You know, it's more difficult now. It's not that he can't go downstairs or come up them, but it's more difficult for him now than it was. Now, funny enough, it seems to be more difficult for him going downhill than it is going uphill, which sort of defies the logic, because you'd say uphill he's carrying the weight on his back legs, which is where he has the problem, as opposed to his forelegs. And I guess that has something to do with balance. I don't know. I'm thinking about that. Maybe some of you can work the physics out of that. But definitely he has more trouble going downstairs in his mind, because he's taken now to letting me know he'd like to go downstairs. And it's quite cute, because he just stands by my bed and stares at me. And occasionally I don't really take it in. You know, I'm sort of aware that he's there, but I'm not realizing that he's staring at me. And so when I do realize, it's just like, oh, he needs to go downstairs and go out. And it's really strange the way that he does it, because he just literally stands there. And that's so unlike him. As many of you know, he's a very tactile dog. So normally, if he's coming to see me, he comes and gives me a lick, and gives me another lick, and then another one, and another one, and I run in fear of being licked to death. So when he just stands there and looks at me, you know, I can feel the pressure almost. The reason I'm talking about that is because now what we do is we go down together. We go down the stairs together, and what I do is I hold on to his collar to give him that security to know he's not going to fall down the stairs, because I've got, if necessary, I've got his weight if he needs it. But it's really cute the way that he does it, and it makes me smile. And it's great to know that he still trusts me to look after him in that way. One of the reasons that my guest is coming for dinner tonight is because she absolutely adores Bean Bean, and I really don't know how much longer he will be around, so I just said it might be a good idea to come and visit. I'm still waiting, by the way, for my lipsticks to arrive. The strange thing is they went through customs on May the 18th, which was now quite a while ago. And I'm sort of giving them a bit of leeway because we had a long weekend here where things wouldn't have happened. But even so, it seems like quite a long time. So I'm hoping that they will arrive today so that I can do a vlog this weekend on them, which will be fun. Of course, my biggest concern is that they are these staining lipsticks. And these mood matcher ones that change color. And my concern is I'm going to end up with swatches all the way down my arm that are going to be there for many days, which could be quite exciting. Or worse than that, imagine having the swatches there and then getting sunburnt on top. Wouldn't that be my luck? That's quite funny, actually. So, oh, that's a really pretty bike. That's a motorbike. A really beautifully maintained Harley. All right, so today's message, let me think, what would I wish for you today? I guess to be, I would have to say this, that to be aware. You know, we did a whole series of joy and pain, and I don't know about you, but it's like you cannot possibly have the joy of pets without the pain of pets. And just be aware it's part of the circle, unfortunately. And however heartbreaking it is part of the circle. And all you can do at this point is to do the best you can. And one of the things that I always found interesting when I was watching or listening to the Dog Whisperer was that he always said that dogs live in the moment. Dogs do not remember. When I say they don't remember, they don't hold grudges or you know, feel I don't know how to explain this, but they just live in the moment. So just make the moments as best you can for your pet. And if you've got a pet, take another look and be grateful if they are well and happy, because so many are not at the moment. But you know, even so, there isn't a day in his life, and I've got to say this, that Bean Bean doesn't make me smile. Even though he's slowing down, even though he's beginning to really struggle a bit more, there isn't a day that he doesn't make me smile in some way. Because he really is such a fighter, and he really is an absolute prince in manipulation. He really does know how to manipulate everything and everybody, and does it so well. So to all the pets in the world, I want to give you a big hug. And thank you for all that you bring us. For the time that you do. This is Dear Mama Sal saying bye-bye for now.